Act 9513. So Republic Act 9513, it is an act promoting the development, utilization, and commercialization of renewable energy resources and for other purposes. So it was signed into law December 16, 2008, and took effect on January 30, 2009. So for the title, so RA 9513, this act shall be known as the Renewable Energy Act of 2008. So for the section 2 of this act, or the Declaration of Policies, it outlines naman the main policy goals of our government when it comes to sustainable energy development. So first, it aims to accelerate the development and use of energy, of renewable energy sources, including yung solar, wind, hydro, geothermal, and even yung ocean energy. So the goal is to reduce yung ating dependence sa imported fossil fuels, which are not only harmful sa ating environment, but are also subject to the unpredictable global price changes. So by relying more on local and clean energy, our country can improve its energy security and also protect yung ating economy from fuel price increase. Second, this law also supports building national and local capabilities in renewable energy systems. This includes training, education, and encouraging yung mga private sector to participate through fiscal and non-fiscal incentives, including yung mga tax breaks or streamlined permitting processes to make the renewable energy more affordable and also accessible. Third, the government also recognizes the role of renewable energy in reducing yung harmful emissions or to lower yung pollution. So this policy helps align our goals on balanced economic growth with environmental sustainability and also public health protection. Fourth, this law also calls for the establishment or development of the necessary infrastructure and institutional mechanisms to implement these policies effectively. So that means creating the systems, agencies, and partnerships are needed to turn the goal of this act into action. So for the section 3, the scope. So this section naman, it explains that the law aims to accelerate the development and advancement of renewable energy resources. It also calls for a strategic program to help increase the utilization ng ating mga renewable energy resources. So for the section 4, these are yung mga mga definition of terms. So as used in this act, the following terms are herein defined. So biomass energy systems. So these are machines or systems that use natural waste materials like yung mga plants, food scraps, or animal waste to produce ng energy. So the energy could be in the form of heat, electricity, or power to run yung mga machineries. So these energy systems use different scientific processes like burning or fermenting to turn yung ating mga waste into energy. So they also have to follow, of course, yung environmental rules to avoid yung pollution. Next, letter B, biomass resources. So biomass resources refers to yung mga natural, biodegradable organic materials that can be turned into energy. So this came from plants, animals, or farm leftovers. So they are not fossil fuels like yung mga coal or oil, and they break down naturally. Next, we have also the word of investments. So BOI, it refers to an attached agency of the Department of Trade and Industry, created under the Republic Act number 5186 as amended. So in addition, BOI, or Board of Investments, this is a government agency under the DTI. It encourages yung ating mga businesses to invest in the Philippines, including in renewable energy projects. So BOI also support like yung mga tax breaks or help with the permitting process to companies that want to start in energy projects. Next to the definition is the cogeneration systems. So it refers to the systems that produce produce two types of energy at the same time, like electricity and heat. So instead of wasting extra heat, they reuse it for heating or cooling purposes. So it often used in factories, hotels, or sa mga big buildings. Next, we have the Department of Energy. So according to this law, it refers to the government agency created pursuant to the Republic Act number 7638, whose functions are expanded in Republic Act number 9136 and further expanded in this act. So in addition, Department of Energy, this is a national government agency in charge of managing yung ating mga energy resources, like yung electricity, oil, and also yung including yung mga renewable energy. Next, we have also Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR. So according to this law, DENR refers to the government agency created pursuant to the executive number 192. So in addition, DENR, this agency, they are the one who protects the environment and manage yung ating mga natural resources, like sa mga forests, rivers, and including land. So DENR checks that energy projects also, yung mga energy projects don't harm the environment and make sure that the developers follow the environmental laws. Next, we have also the Department of Finance. So it refers to the government agency created pursuant to the executive number 127 as amended. So in addition, Department of Finance, this office manages the government's money. So they are the one who collects the mga taxes and makes decisions on national spending. So Department of Finance also helps in giving ng mga financial incentives like tax exemptions to the companies who are investing in clean energy. Next, we have also the Department of Science and Technology. So according to this act, it refers to the government agency created pursuant to executive number 122. So in addition, DOST, these are agency that promotes science, innovation, and research in the country. So DOST also supports research on new renewable energy technologies and helps to invent better, cheaper ways to produce yung mga clean energy. Next, we have also the Department of Trade and Industry. So according to this act, it refers to the government agency created pursuant to executive order number 133. So in addition, DTI, this agency helps naman to grow yung ating mga business and protect yung mga consumer rights. So DTI also encourages business to adopt clean energy and supports energy-related industries. Next, letter J, distributed generation. So distributed generation, it refers naman to a system of small generation entities or small power sources, like yung mga solar panels or yung mga wind turbines that produces electricity and send it straight to the local power grid, which shall not exceed 100 kilowatt in capacity. Next, we have also letter K, distribution of electricity. So this refers to how electricity is delivered from power plants or the grid to our homes, schools, and businesses through distribution systems. Distribution systems are including power lines and transformers. Next, distribution utility. So distribution utility, this refers naman to the company or a cooperative in charge of delivering electricity sa mga consumer sa specific area. And they have a legal permission o yung tinatawag na franchise to do this. Next, Electric Power Industry Reform Act of 2001 or EPIRA in short. So this is a law or RA number 9136 that changed how the electricity sector works. So it separated the different parts of the power industry and sold yung parts ng government-owned National Power Corporation sa mga private companies. So the purpose is to make yung ating electricity to become cheaper and services better by encouraging yung competition and also private investment. So before EPIRA, the National Power Corporation they are the one who control most of our electricity. So after the law, different companies now generate, transmit, and also distribute ng electricity. Next, we have also the Energy Regulatory Commission. So it refers, according to this act, it refers to the independent quasi-judicial regulatory agency created pursuant to the Republic Act number 9136. So they are the government agency that oversees the electricity market. So ERC, they also acts to make sure the rules are followed and yung mga rates are fair and yung mga consumers are also protected. So ERC, they are the one who also approve yung mga electricity rates, sila din nag-issue ng mga licenses to power companies and also resolves yung mga complaints and also disputes. So letter O, generation company. So when we say generation company, these are mga company or a person officially allowed by ERC or Energy Regulatory Commission to run para mag-run ng mga power plants that produce electricity, including yung mga private company that owns ng mga solar power plant. So even yung mga private company na nag-run ng mga solar power plant. So they are sila din yung tinatawag na generation company. So next we have also the generation facility. So when we say generation facility, this is a place like yung mga power plant where the electricity or heat is made. So it can use steam, hot water, and also cold water. So next we have also the geothermal energy. So geothermal, this is the heat energy that comes from inside the earth. So we can use this heat to produce then ng electricity. Next, we have also the geothermal energy systems. So when we say geothermal energy systems, these are yung mga machines or mga equipment that turn yung geothermal energy or yung tinatawag na underground heat into useful energy like electricity. So next, we have also the government share. So it refers to the portion of income or benefits that the national and local governments receive from using yung mga natural renewable energy sources like wind, solar, and hydro, but excluding the biomass. Next, we have also the green energy option, letter U. So it refers to a program that allows yung mga consumers to choose or to use renewable energy to meet their electricity needs. Next, we have also the grid. So it refers naman to a network of high voltage transmission lines and facilities that delivers electricity across different regions in the country. So including Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. W, we have also the hybrid systems. So these are energy systems that combine two or more energy resources, renewable or non-renewable, para mag-generate ng electricity with a required minimum contribution from a renewable energy. Next, letter Y, we have also the hydroelectric power plant, hydroelectric power development or hydropower development. So it refers naman to the construction and installation of hydroelectric power plants, including yung mga equipments and structures that are needed to generate power from water. Next, we have also the hydroelectric power resources or hydropower resources. Hydroelectric power resources or hydropower resources. So it refers naman to the natural water sources like yung ating mga rivers, lakes, or waterfalls that can be used para mag-produce ng hydroelectric power. Next, we have also the local government share. So it refers naman to the portion of earnings that local government units receive from using yung ating mga local renewable energy resources. Next, we have also the micro-scale project. So it refers naman to a small renewable energy project that produces no more than 100 kilowatts of power. Next, we have missionary electrification. So it refers naman to the provision of supplying electricity to unviable or doon sa mga remote or poor areas that are not yet profitable to serve, with the goal of making them sustainable in the future. Next to the definition, we have also the National Power Corporation or the NPC. So this it refers to a government-owned corporation responsible for generating and supplying ng electricity. It was created by law and later restructured by the Electric Power Industry Reform Act or the RA 9136. Next, we have also National Transmission Corporation or TRANSCO in short. So it refers naman to the government agency that in charge of managing and maintaining the country's high voltage transmission system or yung tinatawag na power grid. Next, net metering. So it refers naman to a billing system. Billing system where users with small power generators like yung mga solar panels that can send ng extra electricity back to the power grid and only pay for the electricity they use beyond what they generate. Next, we have also the non-power applications. So it refers naman to the renewable energy uses that don't produce electricity, such as making heat, gas for cooking or yung mga fuel, or powering equipment like yung mga water pumps. Next, we have also the ocean energy systems. So it refers naman to the technologies that turn energy from ocean waves, tides, and temperature. It refers to the technologies that turn energy from ocean waves, tides, and temperature differences into electricity or mechanical energy. Next, we have also the off-grid system. So this refers naman to the power systems that work independently and are not connected to the national electricity grid. Or ito yung mga ginagamit sa remote areas. On-grid system, it refers naman to the power systems that are connected to the national electricity grid, which distribute electricity across large areas. Next, Philippine National Oil Company. So this refers naman to the government-owned company involved in developing and managing the country's oil and yung ating mga energy resources. Next, power applications. So it refers naman to the renewable energy systems to para mag-generate ng electricity. Next, registered RE developer or registered renewable energy developer. So these are yung mga groups or person officially registered with the Department of Energy to work on renewable energy projects or development. Next, renewable energy systems developers. So it refers naman to the individuals or sa mga organizations that are legally formed to explore, develop, and operate renewable energy resources and also systems. Next, we have also renewable energy market or REM. So it refers naman to a marketplace where the certificates representing renewable energy production are bought and sold. Next, we have also the renewable energy policy framework. It refers naman to the government's long-term plan that sets goals and strategies for developing and using ng ating mga renewable energy. Next, we have also the renewable portfolio standards. So it refers naman to a rule or policy requiring yung ating mga power companies to get a certain percentage of their electricity from renewable energy resources. So next, we have also the renewable energy service operating contract or the renewable energy contract. So it refers naman to a formal service agreement or a contract between the government through the Department of Energy and a renewable energy developer, giving the developer exclusive rights to explore and develop a renewable energy in the area. So it has, sabi dito, it has two phases or two stages. So we have the pre-development stage. So it includes yung study and planning. So sa development stage naman, it includes yung building and operating the energy facility. Next, renewable energy resources or RE resources. So it refers naman to the natural resources of energy that are constantly replenished and won't run out. So it includes yung solar, wind, geothermal, biomass, ocean energy, and also hydropower. Next, we have also the renewable energy systems. So it refers naman to the energy systems and technologies that convert yung mga renewable resources like sunlight or wind into usable energy such as electricity or mechanical power. Next, we have also the rural electrification. So it refers naman to delivering ng basic electricity services sa mga remote or rural areas to improve yung kanilang social and economic conditions. Next, we have also the solar energy. So it refers naman to the power that comes from the sun, which can be used to produce heat or electricity. Next, solar energy system. So it refers naman to the technology or equipment that captures solar power and turns it into heat or convert it into electricity. Next, we have also the Small Power Utilities Group or SPUG. So it refers naman to the unit of the National Power Corporation or NPC responsible for bringing electricity sa mga remote areas or yung tinatawag na missionary electrification function. Next, we have also the supplier. So for the purpose of this act, it refers to a person or entity or a company approved by the Energy Regulatory Commission or ERC to sell or market electricity to users. Next, we have also the transmission of electricity. So it refers naman to the transfer of electricity through high voltage lines managed by Transco or its authorized operator under RA 9136. Next, we have also the wind energy. So it refers naman to the power that comes from the wind, which can be converted into electricity or mechanical energy. Next, wind energy systems. So it refers naman sa mga machines or equipments that convert yung wind into electrical or mechanical power, like yung mga wind turbines. Next, we have also the wholesale electricity spot market or the WESM. So it refers naman to a marketplace where electricity is traded by suppliers and buyers created under Republic Act number 9136. So let's proceed naman sa stakeholder roles. So under Section 5, it declares that the DOE or the Department of Energy is the lead agency responsible for implementing this act, such as yung preparing the National Renewable Energy Program or NREP and overseeing the renewable energy development. So Section 27, creation of the National Renewable Energy Board or NREB. So the National Renewable Energy Board or NREB is a group created to guide and support the Philippine government in implementing the renewable energy policies and programs. So it includes a chairman and also representatives from government agencies, including Department of Energy, DTI, Department of Finance, DNR, NPC, Transco, or its successors. There are also representatives from different sectors, including renewable energy developers, government financial institutions, private utilities, electric cooperatives, electricity suppliers, and NGOs. So the main function of NREB is to advise the Department of Energy on actions for the National Renewable Energy Program or NREP and ensure the coordination among government agencies. So, what are the incentives naman for renewable energy projects? So, under Section 15, so incentives includes letter A, income tax holiday. So, if a company builds a renewable energy project, uh, they won't pay income tax for the first 7 years, according to this act. So, also, if they expand or find new renewable energy resources, they can get more tax-free years. So, they can get more 7 year income tax exemption. Letter B, duty-free importation. So, renewable energy developers don't pay tax when they import yung mga equipment and parts needed for their projects for 10 years. But they must get an approval with Department of Energy. Incentives also includes specialty realty tax rates. So the tax rates on machines, tools, and buildings used for renewable energy projects is capped at 1.5% of their cost, minus the depreciation. Letter D, we have also net operating loss carryover or NOLCO. So if the renewable energy company loses money in their first 3 years, it can use that loss to reduce pa rin yung taxes for the next 7 years. Incentive also includes lower corporate tax after 7 years. So after the 7 year tax break, these renewable energy companies only pay 10% of their income tax, which is lower than the normal. Incentive also includes 0% VAT. So renewable energy companies don't pay VAT when they sell yung renewable energy power and when they buy local equipment or services for building their projects. And also hire contractors to build their renewable energy facilities. Incentives also includes cash incentives for missionary electrification. So there are cash reward for serving yung mga remote areas, or 50% of the universal charge per kilowatt hour will be given as incentive to renewable energy developers serving remote and unviable remote areas. Renewable energy projects can also have tax credit for local purchases. So if they buy from a local Filipino manufacturer instead of importing, they get a tax reward or full tax credit on VAT equal on the taxes they would have saved by importing. Now, let's talk about naman the benefits of renewable energy sa real estate. So, number one, it reduced yung energy cost. So, electricity bills are significantly reduced through energy self-generation. Also, operational costs decrease over the long term, especially for dun sa mga commercial or residential buildings with high energy consumptions. So, these savings can also make yung mga properties more affordable or profitable. Number two benefit, it can make better marketability of green properties. So it can be more appealing to those environmentally conscious buyers and tenants. And we can also earn green certifications like Verde or LEED that also increases the prestige and value of a property. It can be also a strong selling point. So it can position yung ating mga developers as forward thinking and socially responsible, and yun nga, it can be a strong selling point in today's market. Green buildings also attract yung mga corporate clients like yung mga schools and organizations aiming for renewable energy. Another benefit is also compliance with green codes. So by aligning with RA 9513, developers can easily meet code requirements related to energy efficiency and also sustainability. So local governments are also more likely to fast track yung mga permits for projects that include renewable energy features as encouraged in Section 16 of this code.